What's going on, everybody? My name is Justin Gaming, and welcome to the next part in our pre-E3 coverage. In today's video, we're going to be talking about each of our three games that we want to see more footage of. So I'm going to let Blue Danger start. You can give us your first game that you want to see more footage of.
Spider-Man PS4.
Oh, I had that one too.
God damn, I want to see more of that game. I want to see more of the gameplay mechanics. I want to see how the open world is being built. I want to see what the story is about because we don't know much about that at all. Because Spider-Man 2 is, of course, one of PS2's best games. It had a lot of flaws, but I really think Insomniac are a talented developer and they've got a lot of skill to pull this off, and I think they'll make a really great game in such a flooded genre as well, and such a revered icon in fiction. So yeah, Spider-Man PS4 is something I want to see. I just want to see more gameplay or cinematics or whatever. I just want to see more, just hopefully some gameplay mechanics and some of the open world building. But yeah, first game Spider-Man PS4.
Yeah.
All right, Jaden.
Death Stranding.
Oh.
The reason for this is because obviously, for me, I don't know much about the game, and as Blue said, I want to be able to see gameplay or something shown. Like, part of me wants a cinematic thing, but we've already got a whole bunch of those and stuff. So I want to see gameplay. That's what I want to see.
You ain't
from
gonna see
Hideo
gameplay
Kojima.
of it.
And although that is true,
We're not
we
getting
probably
gameplay,
aren't going to
bro.
see gameplay. I mean, I still am having my hopes, my head's high for it. So yeah.
Well, the game only
Yeah.
started development this year, so unless they have something to show from 6 months of
This
the year,
Well,
Yeah.
like maybe even like a trailer that just showcases a whole bunch of different things about the game. I don't know, something. I want to know something.
Yeah, I think a trailer would be cool.
January of 2016. They've had the engine for over a year and a half now.
Yeah, right. So it doesn't take that long to make a game.
That game's like
Yeah, just because they announced they got the Decima engine a while back doesn't mean that they just got it in December. They got it back in January.
Well, yeah.
All right, Dan.
first one I'm gonna go with is Call of Duty World War II. I want to see more of this game because I really like Sledgehammer Games as a Call of Duty developer. I thought Advanced Warfare was quite good. I think it's probably the best Call of Duty this generation by far. I mean, it was definitely better than Ghosts and Black Ops 3. How can you say that? Oh my god! And it's shit on Infinite Warfare. So, yeah, I really want to see more of Call of Duty World War II, just because I like Sledgehammer, like I've already said, what they did with Advanced Warfare. I like the fact they're going back to World War II, because just going back to its roots,
same.
and I'm very interested with some of the mechanics that they're going to be changing, such as the fact that you're now no longer going to have regenerating health, which I think is a very big thing. I mean,
Yeah.
the only other
Yeah.
Call of Duty game that had the same thing, where you couldn't just automatically regenerate health, you had to go and pick up health packs, was, I believe, the first one. I don't think it was in Call of Duty 2, if I remember correctly. So I'm interested by that, and I mean, I'm just interested to see what they do. I want to see whether it is going to really be the first Call of Duty game that really brings in a lot of players that, I'd say since, Call of Duty Black Ops 1 have been really criticizing the franchise for just bringing out these really sloppy sequels, which is full on deserved, because I think making these games annual is just not a really great thing, because it's just they're becoming more and more repetitive each year. But I hope this is the first one in a while that bucks that trend and is actually going to be a good game.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Cool.
All right, Brandon.
First game that I really want to see more footage of and just see more of is Super Mario Odyssey, because man, that game looks phenomenal and I can't wait to see that game. As you guys know, I loved Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, but this is not going to be about the way they did Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 was more of the new kind of casual Mario games, but this time they're going to be going back to Super Mario Sunshine and Mario 64, which are some of my favorite games back in my childhood that I played on the N64.
Yes.
Cannot wait to see what, I think the game's already been finished by now, and just, it's Nintendo. I think with Sony, they make the best exclusive out there. They always have that polish and that charm to them. I don't think they're going to screw this up. From what we see in this game looks promising. And man, I just really can't wait to see more footage of. And I think they've already confirmed it's going to be at E3, so hype.
Hype.
All right.
Odyssey looks amazing.
Hype.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you brought up Sunshine and 64. I personally think 64 is a bit overrated, but Sunshine's fucking phenomenal.
You think
Odyssey
64 is
looks amazing.
overrated?
Yeah, I think it's slightly overrated. I think it's kind of a time and place thing, but it's the same way I look at Tomb Raider. I think the entire Tomb Raider original trilogy is quite overrated. It's just a more, again, a time and place thing, and I don't think 64 holds up, whereas I think Sunshine does. But no, yeah, I mean, I can't wait for Odyssey. I'm so glad someone said Odyssey, because that's not on my list, but I wanted it to be. But I'm so glad one of you said it. Well done, Brandon.
Okay.
All right, so the first game I put down on my list was Days Gone. Now, you guys know my opinion on Days Gone. I think that
Too much hype.
because I don't think that. I mean, okay, here's the thing, right? I'm not. Okay, oh my god.
He's gonna get
I
hate
made,
on this
I
video.
made that video on like don't get too hyped for Days Gone. It has like 28,000 views, like 250 dislikes. But like, the thing with Days Gone though, I think the game definitely has a lot of potential because we saw in the like that what was it, like that teaser trailer? We saw that.
Yeah.
It seems like they're putting a much bigger emphasis on story this time around, which I think is
Yeah,
cool.
cinematic trailer. Yep.
And then obviously with the gameplay, we saw, we saw our character. I forgot what his name was, but yeah, we saw him. Basically, what was it, in the factory, and he was fighting against the freakers, of course. And then you could see how many of them they were able to fit on the screen.
Yeah.
So I think that Days Gone definitely has a lot of potential with obviously the story and the gameplay. It's just that I want to see more of the game. I'm not completely sold on it, and I think Sony Bend, they are a talented studio because they've made great games in the past, like Siphon. Was it Siphon Filter they made? Or?
Yeah, Siphon Filter.
Many people say that Siphon Filter was absolutely amazing or something. But
Yeah, Siphon Filter was really good. It was.
yeah,
The original
I just think that Days Gone seems to. Well, Days Gone's obviously like their most ambitious title that they've ever made, and like they haven't like made something in this type of scale before. So yeah, I just want to see more of Days Gone to basically. See the possibilities of what we can do in that game. So
yeah,
yeah,
and what Unreal is really capable of, right? Because they're using the Unreal Engine. So yeah.
Yep. All right, next, Blue, your second game.
And my second game, JRPG called Xenoblade 2. This is a game that's been announced for Switch. Do any of you know Xenoblade?
Yeah,
the franchise?
I've heard it's a really good Wii U game.
Yes, I have.
It's amazing. Xenoblade Chronicles on X. Xenoblade Chronicles X is one of the best games on Wii U, and Xenoblade Chronicles is, in my opinion, the best JRPG of all time, siding with Final Fantasy VI. So what we haven't seen much from Xenoblade. We saw like 2 to 3 minutes of it. I just really want to see more, like a gameplay trailer or just more of the game, because Xenoblade really excites me. It's a really well done JRPG franchise, and the fact that it's on Switch and it's portable as well, like. Oh my god, you really can spend hundreds of hours in that universe, and it's really something I absolutely can't wait for. And I hope they spend the time on it. I really do. I hope they really take the time with this next one and make it a sequel the original deserves, because of course this is a direct sequel to Xenoblade Chronicles, which favorite JRPG of all time. So yeah, Xenoblade 2.
Okay, cool. All right, so for me, part of me really wants to say No More Heroes for the Switch, but I want to say The Last of Us Part 2.
I'm glad you said Last of Us Part 2 because No More Heroes is already out for the Switch. Just saying.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh crap! I never knew that. Anyways, whatever. Yeah, The Last of Us Part 2, and the reason for this is obviously because Naughty Dog is behind it, and the first game was amazing, the story along with the multiplayer, and I really want to see what the multiplayer team has in store for us for Part 2. I hope that they listen to their fans and implement cool things into the multiplayer aspect of it. And obviously for the story, Neil Druckmann is behind it, as we all know, and it looks really promising. And obviously because it's gonna feature Ellie as the main protagonist, and the story seems interesting. I mean, we don't know much about the story, and for those reasons, I want to see more. Another thing I also want to see more regarding the game is the gameplay, right? Because the first one was very simplistic gameplay, but I just want to see if they've implemented new gameplay and new mechanics in general. So yeah, for those reasons, The Last of Us Part 2 is second. Yeah. Cool.
Oh god, I gotta try and get back to my list for mine. This is how prepared I am. The next one I'd probably go with is same as Justin, Days Gone. Obviously, I haven't made a video regarding how I feel about the game because I don't want to get slammed with as many dislikes as Justin has, but
deserves to get slapped.
Slammed. Oh my god, this is why I need a new mic. Anyway,
So loud.
Days Gone. I really do want to see more of the game because I mean I'm not as hateful towards the game as other people are. That's probably because of the fact that I'm trying to go into this game a bit more open minded than other people. I've not written it off just yet. I mean, yeah, I do accept from that gameplay demo we saw of the game, it definitely looks a bit choppy in places and probably will need a bit more polish to it by the time it comes out. But I still want to see more of it. I mean, I'm a sucker for anything that's post-apocalyptic. Count me in, and I really do like the look of the game. It really does have that feel of zombie apocalypse mixed with Sons of Anarchy, and because I love both, it automatically has my interest. And I think Sony Ben can do something good with this game, but I would probably just try not to go in with the most highest of expectations for the game. But yeah, I would want to see more of it at E3, probably a gameplay demo, and I think just to show off, how much more polished the game is, if they can produce a gameplay demo that is at the same, shows off the same kind of stuff as we saw last year, but maybe on a slightly bigger scale, but look a lot more polished.
I was about to say what. Just very quickly, what do you and Justin, what do you want to see? Because we've seen cinematics, we've seen writing, we've seen a big game, a pretty extensive gameplay trailer. What is it you'd actually want to see from the game?
The capabilities of Unreal.
We already know that.
I think they need to show off
something.
something.
I think they need to show off something.
Unreal.
They need to show off something big for the game that's gonna, make people interested in it. But I think also they've got to try and show something that's gonna, at the same time, answer the critics that are saying, "Oh, this game looks completely unfinished and completely undone. It's probably not gonna succeed." If they could show a gameplay demo that ticks off those two boxes, I think I would be fine with that. I mean, you could shove in a trailer as well, but I think I would much rather see more gameplay of it, to be honest with you, because I don't think story is going to be the main focus of it, and so I think you might as well just advertise more of the gameplay when you get the opportunity.
I want to see more of like human versus human, if that's gonna be a thing in the game.
Yeah.
See how you could fight other players like they did in us with that E3 demo. Maybe something like that they could show off.
Yeah.
Or show off maybe like an element of getting the zombies to kill the enemies, like they did in Left Behind.
Do any of you guys know, is Days Gone gonna have multiplayer? Or,
I don't know.
I know
I'm
it
sure not.
fucking doesn't.
That's unfortunate.
Not really. You don't need
It
it.
is for me. I think it'd be really cool if they had like a co-op kind of thing.
Yeah, but then you get like co-op can ruin stuff. Like,
Co-op can kill stuff, not even
Yeah,
just
but
free.
it'll be almost like Killing Floor 2, but better, right? So.
Yeah.
Anyways, whatever.
Yeah, that's an ideal game, but it's more likely they'd screw it up.
Yeah. True.
Like the concept seems cool, but
yeah.
just not likely.
All right, Brendan, yours.
Second game that I really want to see more of this year at E3, which I hope will be at E3, is Red Dead Redemption 2. Rockstar's up there with me against, Naughty Dog and all those big name developers with quality. I think they're up there with Naughty Dog in terms of like, you can expect the next game to be phenomenal or great at the lowest. And just, Red Dead Redemption 2, I played a couple hours of Red Dead Redemption, and that's not like the big reason why I'm excited for this game. It's mainly because it's Rocksteady. They know how to do, Rockstar. They know how to do world games. They know, like, they're the masters of it, obviously. Besides, I think GTA 5 could have been better with the open world, but I think that with what I've heard, Red Dead Redemption is like a phenomenal open world game. And just, man, we need a good open world game right now. Besides Zelda and besides Horizon, I think, this year could also be like one of the best years for open world games that are actually good. So I just hope they hit it out of the park, yeah. And, well, I don't think it will be coming out this year. I just hope they'll show something at E3, and I think it will be at E3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't wait to see more of that game. If, our first gameplay, maybe. Yeah, we have barely seen anything.
All right. So my second game is actually the same thing as Blue's first game. So this is my game is Spider-Man PS4.
That's my first.
The reason I put Spider-Man PS4 is because, one, I'm a big Spider-Man fan, and obviously you guys have seen I'm trying to cover the game on my channel as best as I can. I've made like 12 videos on Spider-Man, just saying. But like, anyways, so of course, Spider-Man is going to be Insomniac's like most ambitious title ever that they've ever created, and they're actually working with Marvel. Like Marvel's helping them create the story, which I find cool. So, like Marvel knows how to make good stories, I guess. So if they're helping Insomniac, then I think they can do a good job together. And basically, I want to see not only the story, because then we can get an insight like on the characters and villains we'll be seeing, but also like Blue said, the gameplay mechanics and the open world and everything like that. So. Yeah, that's why I put Spider-Man at number 2 for me.
Nice.
Yep, it's definitely probably like in my top 5, I want to say as well. That just didn't make this list.
Yeah.
All right, so we're back to Blue again. Give us your
Yep.
final game.
My final one's another JRPG, Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Oh gosh.
This is interesting because I'm not normally excited for remasters or remakes because, of course, they're not much. Well, they are the original games. But the thing is, this isn't just any old remake because they are remaking, of course, one of the most important, probably the most important JRPG of all time. And one of the best, of course. And it's really going to be interesting to see how much they change the game. On how different are the combat mechanics that they've been talking about. The visual aesthetic, I think they've got to really nail that because they are obviously remaking a lot of, or remastering a lot of well-known locations from the first game, and then obviously changing the gameplay mechanics and stuff. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see how that game turns out. Whether or not it'll even come out, I'm not sure yet because I'm one of those people. I don't think it'll be at this E3. In fact, it's one of those games, and I know I'm in the minority in saying this, but it's one of those games that I think was announced as fan service. I'm debating whether it'll even come out now, in all honesty, because it just it's kind of, I'm getting like Last Guardian vibes where it's like, okay, it's been announced. Is it going to be a Kingdom Hearts 3 where we just don't hear anything from it? Are we going to like not just hear a light from it and then it'll silently be cancelled? It was just like a Year of Dreams thing where they just wanted to build the hype up in that conference to draw attention to Sony and obviously their upcoming games. And I know it's something a lot of people are looking forward to, but whether or not it's going to come out and when it comes out, or if it does, it'll be very interesting. But yeah, I'm insanely excited because I adore Final Fantasy VII. I think it's a masterclass in JRPG design, and yeah, I'm really excited.
Cool. So for me, this is I wanna I have like three different games that I really wanna see more at for the C3, but which would be The Lost Legacy, God of War, and Spider-Man. But I think if I had to pick, I don't want to. It'll Spider-Man, okay? Because and the reason for this is because I'm like Justin. I'm a huge fan of Spider-Man, and I don't know, like we've only gotten like one or two trailers, I think, and we haven't seen much regarding
one teaser
one, right?
trailer.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
1 minute
So,
long.
like I want to see definitely what the story is about. Two of my favorite Spider-Mans is Spider-Man 3 on the PlayStation 3 and Spider-Man Web of Shadows. So those are like my two favorite, and I feel like it'll have to like outdo all of the other Spider-Man games. So and the only way to do this is to convince me to want to get it, and it's the story and the gameplay that has to hook me. Like those are the two elements of the game that really have to be shown at this E3 to really get fans like myself to really want to purchase the game. Otherwise, I'm not going to get it, right? So, for those reasons, I want to see Spider-Man the most. Well, maybe not the most. Like I really want to see The Last of Us too, but like, yeah. So, yeah, Spider-Man.
Okay, Dan.
I don't know. With this third one, Blue's gonna love me for saying this third one. I'm gonna say Destiny 2. Destiny 2.
Oh yes.
Isn't it first?
Fuck yeah.
I know.
Destiny.
I mean,
Oh,
the thing
Hell
is,
no.
is that alright? I'll admit,
stand
I give the
Destiny.
first Destiny
So
shit because I think just in terms of what that game,
Yeah.
Yeah, we
could
all
have
did.
been,
I did
and
as
what
well.
we got were just two completely different things for me personally. I found that game to be incredibly boring after the first probably 3 hours of it. To be honest, I just got so bored of it. It was so repetitive.
Yep.
With the sequel, I am willing to give it the chance of okay, they will have learned from their mistakes from the first one. Hopefully, they will have learned from it with the second one. I mean, I'm hoping it can kind of be like I don't know how I can compare it to another game, but similar to
The jump
yeah,
from Halo
yeah,
1 to Halo 2.
in that vein,
They were
where
massive
the
leap.
quality is a lot better, the game is less repetitive, and overall, it's a game that we as a community will appreciate a lot more. For like, okay, we can accept this game was a lot better than that first one because I really want to see the sequel do well. I'm interested in the tone they're going in. It seems to be a lot more kind of light-hearted from that trailer, and I hope they do because it's having a story campaign, isn't it? Right? Yeah. Isn't having a story, but yeah.
Yep.
Wait, did the first even have a story though?
Yeah, but it had co-op
Yeah.
in it. It wasn't really.
I'm kidding, obviously. Like
yeah.
it was just.
Yeah.
It was all
So
over
I,
the place. It was a fucking
Yeah,
so I
embarrassment.
hope with this, with
Embarrassment.
with a proper, campaign, it can tell a more interesting story, similar to what Titanfall 2 did with that game not having a single player campaign. Everybody bashed that, and then they brought in the campaign for the sequel, and it turned out to actually be quite good. I hope Destiny 2 can take a page from that in terms of the campaign, and with the multiplayer, just like with all the freaking DLC, just try and just not so much DLC, please, because I'm not the biggest fan of DLC as it is. I
They've
know
already
that's what
announced the
pissed me
season
off so
pass.
much. I thought, please just don't include a season pass, and they just go ahead and do that. So that has me a bit disappointed. But like I said, I'm also willing to give it a chance. I'd like to see more of it at E3, probably a gameplay demo, which I think is inevitable anyway, and a trailer that can show off some of the story for the campaign. But yeah, other than that, I would say Destiny 2 would probably be my third pick.
Cool. Brandon?
Alright, so I'm sure a lot of you guys saw this coming, but Last of Us Part 2 is easily the game I really want to
Hell
see the
yeah!
most from.
Last of Us Part 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Last of Us, man, one of the best, games on the PS3, especially in that last year. Honestly, it's up there with Uncharted 2 for me. I constantly go back and forth what's my favorite game of all time, just because I love the characters in Last of Us more than Uncharted, and to some degree, just because I feel like they're more realistic and I feel like I know them a little bit more. Man, I just really want to step into that world again and just this time play as Ellie and just, man, I was playing Last of Us Left Behind the other day and just playing as Ellie. I'm just like, I can't wait to see what they'll do with the sequel, how they'll improve, how they can take the whole thing where you can get the humans and the survivors and the whole, forgot what they're called, infected to fight each other. And just, man, having that element really does change the game quite a bit. Seeing what the co-op can do, possibly, being able to play co-op with your friends, fight against bloaters or something. A lot of cool things they can do with the game. Probably phenomenal. I don't really want to talk about that aspect too much because I feel like that's already going to be knocked out of the park as well. But man, I just really want to see something more of that game, and I'm just stoked for that game.
I think we all do,
phenomenal.
honestly. Like whoever doesn't have that in their list is lying to themselves.
Yeah.
It's not that we don't want to see more. I want to see more.
I'm joking.
Fucking insist
Yeah,
me more. That's
same
a
here.
big game by a mile. Last of Us one, I think, is the best game of the last decade. But the reason I put it on my list is because I know it's going to be great.
Yeah.
In fact, I would rather see
'cause
less
if
of that game because I don't want to know anything about it. I want to go.
That's Lost Legacy for me. I really want to see more
'cause the
Lost.
thing is
I really
that
want to see more Last.
If you know a game is going to be amazing,
Yeah,
not
same.
just because of the developers, but the previous games as well, I think, I'm in agreement with Blue. I'd rather see less of it because you're already getting that instinct of, you already know what you're going to get. You know it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, but like at the same
Yeah.
time, like
but I mean,
I'm so
yeah,
excited that I want to see more, right?
But at
That's
the
the
same time,
reason.
it's Naughty Dog. They're not going to be. It's not like me saying this is going to hold them off from showing
Yeah,
anything. So I might as well be hyped that they're going to do it anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm insanely hyped for this game. Honestly, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it way more than I was for Uncharted 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here.
Oh, I'm not. I mean, I guess I am. I don't know.
Yeah, that's my last game.
Okay. I mean, I would put Last of Us. I'd like.
How about you,
obviously,
Justin?
in terms of like most anticipated games, I would put Last of Us up there too. But it's just like as you said, like we know what to expect from a Naughty Dog title. So
I don't know.
yeah. So my third game that I put down is actually an interesting one because you'll see what I mean in a minute. But like this franchise, I care absolutely nothing about. And the game I'm talking about is of course
Grand
the
Theft Auto.
Oh,
Visceral Star Wars
damn.
game.
Oh,
So
I can't believe
Oh,
I
yeah,
forgot about
I
that
put this
again.
down because
Jesus
Oh my
Christ,
God,
that's a
twice in a
shock.
row. Twice in a row.
Damn.
yeah, because of course, like I remember.
Yeah, they showed off,
what
like,
was
a
it,
little
last
bit,
year.
didn't
E3, the EA press conference was like terrible, but they had like that.
It showed off like 2 seconds.
They had like that trailer where they showed off all the Star Wars games at all the different studios, and then they showed off Visceral like for like what, like 10 seconds, and they showed off like 2 seconds of where we saw the character standing in the Star Wars setting. So, yeah, obviously, like you guys know me, I'm not a big Star Wars fan or anything like that. I haven't even seen like any of the movies, but it's just that because like, or sorry, I mean like Amy Hennig, of course, right? She's the creator of Star Wars. I was starting not fuck. What am I saying?
Oh,
She's the
back
creator
to
of Star
Justin.
Wars. Man. She's the creator of Star
She's
Wars.
the writer. She's the writer for this game, writer and director for this game. And I think that with her work that she's done for Uncharted and everything, if she can like bring that to the Star Wars setting and stuff, and create a new cool story with like a great cast of characters that tells an interesting story with fun gameplay, I think that I could enjoy this game quite a lot, even though if it is in a universe that I don't necessarily care for.
Yeah, I mean that's to me. I feel like they're doing a lot of Star Wars in a way that's already like kind of decreasing my hype for the game. But as you said, like if they could just make a memorable cast of characters, kind of like what Rogue One did, but like you know how like we didn't even know these characters before. Have her own twist to it. Do what she wants to do in the universe. I feel like
Rogue.
I feel like I should really go and watch the Star Wars movies.
The movie Rogue was
Yeah.
bad. I hated the movie.
So which one? Okay, so if I wanted to watch the movies, which one should I start with? Should I go all the way to the
definitely-
The
beginning?
Force Awakens.
I haven't even watched the prequels, and I'm honestly fine with it. I have to.
You
I
can
do wanna
watch
the prequels,
Revenge of
you
the
can.
Sith.
Force
You can
Awakens
watch
is
Revenge
Yeah,
of the
this is
Sith.
this is
'cause
a
it's
gaming
not
show,
the
guys. We
worst,
can't talk
like-
about Star Wars.
Starts at
I don't
Revenge
know.
of the
Yeah.
Sith, work your way up. When you go Revenge of the Sith, New Hope, then Rogue One, then Empire Strikes Back, and then Return of the Jedi, and then move
What
on to
about
Force
Force?
Awakens, and
What?
then
No.
the one.
Yeah.
I mean, like in
that's coming out
order,
this year.
sure, yeah, maybe.
Honestly, I think you could just watch it 4, 5, 6, 7, and then Rogue One, and then 8.
You
Honestly,
could, but
'Cause
I mean,
feel
you
like
don't have
watching
to
Rogue One
chronologically-
was great because you already knew what happened beforehand. Like that ending scene of Rogue One wouldn't be that impactful. if you
Yeah,
didn't already-
I didn't realize that already
Like
happened.
if you watch Rogue
I
One,
never
before
knew it
anything
was a
else, you're not gonna know who
prequel.
Princess Leia is. It's not gonna be that big of an impact.
Yeah, when I watched it, I was
Mm.
like, wait, everyone. Oh wait,
Yeah.
I almost
This
spoiled
has
it.
gone a very different side.
Yeah,
Yeah, I see.
I didn't realize it was a prequel.
Yeah.
Mm,
Okay.
okay.
Yep.
All right. Well.
All right, well, those were our 3 games that we want to see more footage of. Of course, this was the second part of our pre-E3 coverage. We're going to be doing lots more parts in the upcoming weeks up until E3, of course. So, yeah, make sure you stick around for those. Let us know down below in the comments what games you want to see more footage of at E3. And yeah, with that, we'll see you guys in
Yeah.
pre-E3 coverage. Thanks a lot for watching.
Bye.
Wow.
Have a good night.